What's up everybody, my name's Chance and today we're going to be playing a Nissa's Ascendancy deck, or a Simic Ascendancy deck, which features Nissa, however you want to say it. And I will go ahead and give the forewarning that this is a fun deck. It's not meant to be serious, so you know, take it as you will and customize it how you may. Yeah, we're gonna have a whole lot of fun today. So before we go ahead and hop into the deck tech or the deck breakdown, I would like to remind everybody, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below and a comment in the comment section if you have any suggestions for this deck, future decks, or past decks. Furthermore, if you're new here, consider subscribing. We try to keep things pretty chill, pretty what's the word I'm looking for? Calm, I guess. We just try to have fun with things and yeah, play what we want to play. If y'all have any suggestions, like I said, even if it's for something you would like to see in the future, by all means, you know, you can leave a deck list or whatever down below. But without further ado, we're gonna hop right into some deck techiness. So kicking us off, we have 3 copies of Arboreal Grazer. You know, the more I play this card, the more I'm like, you know, I can see why people say it's not that good, because if you draw it literally anywhere past the first 1 or 2 turns, it's just a 0/3 with reach, which is you know, so it does have its uses. If you draw it early, it can definitely help you ramp super hard and get to that Nissa on turn 3. However, outside of that, it's just a 0/3 defender, which isn't the world's worst. For 1 mana, it's certainly not terrible, but I can see where people stand on the side of saying that it's not such a great card. Nonetheless, we have 4 copies of Llanowar Elves. I still like Grazer, don't get me wrong. All that set aside, I still enjoy the card. So, 4 copies of Llanowar Elves to help us ramp, 2 copies of Contentious Plan to help us stack up, and it's really mostly because I enjoy putting counters on Sharktocrab. I'm not gonna lie, this deck basically started as Sharktocrab, Simic Ascendancy, and Nissa, because I was like, you know, what Simic cards do I really enjoy, and I've been in the mood for Nissa, so that's sort of where we're at. And I wanted to play a different version of the Simic Nissa deck, so you know, that's how we got here. So again, 2 copies of Contentious Plan, 2 copies of Lazotep Plating. We amass 1, and everything we have on the board, including ourselves, gets hexproof, which can be excellent at keeping your creatures alive, or keeping your Nissa alive, or keeping them from hitting you in the face with a settle. Anything along those lines. Then we have 3 copies of Bond of Flourishing. We can look at the top 3 cards of our library, reveal a permanent, and put it into our hand. We also gain 3 life, so that's wonderful against some aggro decks. For 2 copies, we have Incubation Druid. Tap, add 1 mana of any type of land that we already control. Furthermore, if we can put a +1/+1 counter on it, which we can very easily, then instead of tapping for 1 mana, it's going to tap for 3 with the same effect. So, and it has a built-in way to give itself counters, which is fantastic. Moving us down, we have 2 copies of Pollenbright Druid. Whenever it enters the battlefield, it's either going to proliferate or put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature. We have 2 copies of Growth Spiral, draw a card, and we may put a land card from our hand onto the battlefield. Now, Growth Spiral is a lot better than Arboreal Grazer because it can enter the battlefield untapped. That land that you put out, it's going to enter untapped, which means you can use it that turn. So, it is slightly better than Arboreal Grazer, and by slightly, I mean probably a lot, but you know. Moving us down, we have 3 copies of Simic Ascendancy. For 3 mana, we can put a +1/+1 counter on target creature we control. Furthermore, whenever we have put 20 counters on to our creatures with this out, we will win the game. So pretty awesome alt win con. It is very difficult to win with this win con, because usually if you're on track to hit the 20 counters, then you're probably on track to kick your opponent's ass as well. So, you know, but we're gonna try for it nonetheless, because I enjoy the idea of it more so than anything. Nonetheless, we'll move down to Flux Channeler. Whenever we cast a Channeler, I don't know why I said Channeler. Anyways, whenever we cast a non-creature spell, we're going to proliferate for 3 mana. It's a 2/2, so not the strongest. And we have Evolution Sage, kind of like its twin brother, right? Whenever a land enters the battlefield under our control, we're going to proliferate, which is fantastic. Then we have 3 copies of Sharktocrab, and I've honestly thought about going up to 4 copies just because Sharktocrab is that awesome in a deck like this, where you can just keep putting counters, and every time you proliferate, it's another counter. So you can just tap all of your opponent's creatures out very, very easily. Moving us down, we have 2 copies of Skyrider Patrol. Now, I've thought about a lot of different cards to add in this slot. What was it? Skatewing Spa was one of them. So let me get that pulled up real quick. So yeah, Skatewing Spa gives all your creatures with +1/+1 counter flying, which is fantastic, but it doesn't put counters on your other creatures, which is why I chose to go with Skyrider Patrol. So it's really up to you. They're both 4 mana. You know, it's whatever flavor you want in your deck. It would also give, Skatewing would also give all of your lands flying as well, so it works very well with Nissa. Skyrider just works better with Sharktocrab, which I really enjoyed, like I said. So it's really just choosing what route you want to take your deck in. Speaking of Nissa, we have 2 copies. Whenever we tap a forest for mana, we're going to add an additional green mana. Furthermore, whenever we +1 Nissa, we're going to turn one of our lands into a 3/3 creature, essentially. We're going to put 3 +1/+1 counters on it. And yeah, it gets vigilance. So the cool thing about this is, say we do this to 3 lands, and we have a Simic Ascendancy down. It's not going to give us those 3 counters every time we plus a land out. However, as soon as we go to proliferate, we're going to get, you know, 3 or 4 things with counters if we still have the Nissa out. Although the Nissa doesn't count towards Simic Ascendancy. It's just nice to note for the proliferate aspect. So yeah, it's going to be very easy to build Simic Ascendancy off of the Nissa lands as they come in with counters already on them. And last but not least, we have Hydroid Krasis. X and green and blue mana for 0/0, and then, you know, it's 0/0 becomes X. It gives us X +1/+1 counters. We've all seen this card, right? Surely by now we've all seen this card. It's great at giving us life. It's great at drawing us cards. It's great at starting our Simic Ascendancy into proliferate chaining combo. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. And then my lands aren't the greatest, so you know, we're just gonna turn a blind eye to those. And I do believe we're only playing 22 lands in this deck, so there's that. Nonetheless, we're gonna go and hop into our games here. Alrighty, here we are up against Big Jassy Keefs. Big JC Keefs? I don't know. Big JC? Big Jassy? It's something. Ugh. I'm gonna keep it. Don't ever keep a hand with 2 Nissas in hand. I don't really care. I want to play Nissa, right? I want to show the combo. I'm trying to do something, right? I have a specific goal in mind, so. But don't do it. It's not okay. So I guess we hope for a land and get the Sharktocrab down early. Llanowar. Well, I mean, it essentially serves the same effect, right? Sure, we can go and get down another Pollenbright. And I'm actually gonna put a +1/+1 counter on itself, and then we're not gonna attack. If they decide to swing in, we may take the block. We'll just have to see. Legion Lieutenant. Okay, so we're not gonna take the block. Oh, what? They didn't attack. That seems like a wrong move. Yeah, I actually want to get the Sharktocrab down before Nissa. Don't judge me too hard for that, but yeah. I want to have something that can defend Nissa and deal with those Pride Mates. Okay, so it's going to cost 4. We'll have 1 mana left over. I think we still have to do it, right? Well, maybe not yet. Maybe we can go ahead and get down to Nissa. Yeah, we got 2 of them anyways. So what's it matter if they kill 1? What instant speed spell do you got for me? +1, let's get the forest out there. Don't have a cast down. Don't cast down my land. Oh, that stuff irritates me, right? So no attacks. We could be swinging it with a Sharktocrab, I suppose. They're not going to block it, right? Maybe we should have swung with a Sharktocrab. But then we're not going to have anything to defend against a Bishop Soldier with. Dreadhorde Invasion. Okay, so our opponents are definitely trying to take us off to the races here, I suppose. Tap this and 1 Llanowar. I think that's fine. Oh no, we don't have to because of the forest. Hey, hey, looky there, Nissa, you beautiful bitch, you. I don't think we actually want the forest. Instead, I think we'll take the Hinterland Harbor. And, I think we commence smashing face right like so. Seal away. Oh, oh, oh. Taking my Sharktocrab, huh? What a bastard. What a bastard, right? We still have 2 more in the deck, so it's no biggie, I suppose. We'll go ahead and Growth Spiral. Hey, look at that, we got another land. Yeah, that's kind of painful to see, right? Sharktocrab. See it go. Hate to see it go, but you love to watch it leave. Wait, I don't feel like that's the right thing there. Alright, so we can pay 2, 4, 5, 6. That's not a bad Krasis. Wait a minute. Let me tap this stuff for me. I think that's enough for 6, right? 4, 5. No, that's not enough for 6. Is it? Yeah, it's enough for 5. So it's got to be enough for 6. And we don't really want to do 5, do we? Yes, we do. 4, 6, 7 makes 5, right? Why am I having such a hard time with this? Because it makes 6. I was right in the first place. Oh my god. Whatever. Y'all ignore that. I was sitting here counting and I was like, why does this not make any sense to me? Duh. Okay, so we can't swing in with the lands, otherwise they will be destroyed by the Regal. Okay, so no attacks for now. We do have Lazotep Plating in case they try any shiesty shit on us here. Epicure of Blood. Well, that's not too shiesty. Do they swing in with the bishops is the question. No! Big JC Keefs, Big Jassy Keefs, whatever their name is, just gonna scoop it. That makes sense. We definitely had the board there, and our Nissa was gonna get the ulti very, very soon. So yeah, game 1 being picked up by us. Fantastic. Up against what, an Orzhov standard life game kind of deck. So yeah, nonetheless, on to a game 2. Alrighty, here we're in a game 2 up against Razba. Oh god. What is this? What kind of hand are you tossing me out here? Sure. I mean, we have some Rampage. We have Simic. We have a land on top. I kind of want to keep the land, actually. I want to ramp, and I want to ramp hard. So, I think that is going to be the best way for us to do it. So this would be 3 mana next turn. We could go ahead and get down our Flux Channeler, but I don't think we really need to. Ooh, that's fantastic. So we'll go Incubation into Pollenbright. So we're gonna have what, 4 mana come next turn, so we can go ahead and play the Flux Channeler and then play Simic Ascendancy after that. I think that's the play we want to make. So Pollenbright, Flux, Simic, Guild Pact Informant. Ooh, that's spicy to see. Okay, so put a +1/+1 counter right here. Oh, actually that works out beautifully. Drawn into the land. So now we play the Flux Channeler, and now we play the Simic Ascendancy, and we proliferate the Incubation Druid up a little bit. So we do still have a defender against Guild Pact Informant by way of the Arboreal Grazer. Jace's Triumph. What kind of madness are they playing here? I like it. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. I think that's how the song goes, right? So we can start attacking in here. Or we can use Incubation to start giving counters to creatures. I think we do want to give a counter to Arboreal Grazer. Razba, what are you doing? Alright, well, that was a quick game 2. Kind of disappointing, but whatever. We'll move on to a game 3. Alrighty, here we are in a game 3 up against a gin, one of my favorite drinks. Not Gin's okay. I really just can't stand tequila. That is the only thing that I'm like, you know what? I'd rather be sober than drink tequila. Well, nowadays, honestly, I'd rather be sober than drink a lot of stuff. It's just once you get out of your party phase, it's not such a big thing anymore, I guess. Do we go for Simic Ascendancy? You know, I kind of hate the Tecatli, but it doesn't really affect us in the same manner, so let's go Simic. I mean, I guess it affects us with Hydroid Krasis, so there is a downside, I suppose. Wow. Look at those specialty lands, right? Field of Ruin on my Hinterland Harbor. What is going on here? We have an island in hand, we have a Nissa in hand, we have the two. Let's get a forest out, honestly. Legion's Landing. Okay, so then maybe that's why they did it, so they could get out the plains for the legions. Alright, so no blocks. We're fine taking that damage. Let's go and get down some blue mana now. Do we want to Fanta? Do we want a Fanta? I think Evolution Sage is okay. Let's go ahead and go with Skyrider. My thinking is that we go... we won't be able to because we don't have enough mana. Okay, so playing Evolution Sage there would have been fun, actually. Ixalan's Bindings on my Simic Ascendancy. Really? Like, how often do you lose to Simic Ascendancy to be like, no, you shall not pass? So that's not actually how I want to do it. Yeah, that's better. And now we go next to combat, and we do pay the mana. And sure, let's throw it on the Evolution Sage. Let's get cocky, and we'll swing in for 2 damage. Alright, the reason I say let's get cocky, because if we would have put it on the Skyrider, it makes Skyrider more of a target. Put it on the Evolution Sage just means like, hey, please kill this creature. Now, do we block this? No, it's 2 damage. You don't ever risk one of your key creatures when they're attacking with absolutely nothing. What does that mean? That means they have a something like that. I guess we could have blocked. You know what? It's fine. 2 damage. I'll take it for the risk factor. Okay, so cool thing is we get a Nissa down this turn, and now we know they don't have any creatures to really, you know, do anything with. We'll get out of land, we'll swing in, and we'll also throw down Bond of Flourishing. And do we want more lands, or do we want an Arboreal Grazer? I mean, I guess a creature is better than more lands. Considering if we get our Nissa ult up, which them not having any creatures should make it fairly easy. Then, you know, we'll have plenty of land. So Danitha's not big enough to actually deal with our forest, so that's a-okay in my book. Let's see what Jin does. Nothing. They're gonna leave it there. Okay. So Simic, Incubation. I think we could actually go ahead and adapt Incubation here. I believe. Could be wrong. Solve that. Use Nissa. +1 on the forest. We'll have to hope they don't have any buffs here, because I am going to swing in with both my forests. And yeah, we'll just hope, right? If they don't have any buffs, they're going down to 10. Alright, they're going down to 10. And then what we do is adapt. This way, next turn and on into the future, we'll have enough mana to do, you know, whatever we may want to with. And we still have a defender for Nissa, so things are looking. Ooh, okay. Black Blade Reforged. That's scary, actually. Yeah, that makes Danitha non. Well, you can have my Grazer. How about that? I'll make a trade with you. Now, what do we want? We want a Sharktocrab for damn sure, right? We're in a bit of a pickle. That's a Hydroid Krasis? Well, we can use Hydroid Krasis to... Oh, we should have tapped the forest there. Oh well, it'll be alright. Let's just get the Simic Guildgate out there, why not? Then we can Krasis for... That's 2, and then 6. Wait till next turn. Wait, is that 6? 2, and then 2, 4, 6. I think that's correct math. Oh no, we also had Incubation Druid. So we could have done it for +3, 9. Ooh, we could have made it actually big enough to defend the Danitha had we waited a turn and done it. Okay, so if we do Flux Channeler, we actually can't cast the elf as well. I don't think. Wait, yes we can. Duh, chance. Okay, so yeah, let's do that then. Oh no, we can't. Let's see. What do we want to defend us here? Probably the elf, right? The elf is a fantastic like chum blocker, so then we'll Bond of Flourishing. Simic Ascendancy. It's nice to see actually. Could have saved the Bond of Flourishing for when we had our Flux Channeler down as well. I want to keep a chum blocker readily available for the Danitha. So, and Nissa's at 8 now, which means we could go ahead and minus and get all of that luscious land out, or we can just wait one more turn and make sure she doesn't die and then get the ulti off, which I think is fantastic. So we're waiting on Jen here, waiting to see. Surely they swing in with Danitha. Yes, indeed they do. And we block with the Llanowar. Alright, so obviously they're going to be gaining a whole lot of life, but once we get a Sharktocrab down, it's not gonna matter that much. Or they're just going to Cleansing Nova. Sure. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter here, huh? Is that land? Will that stay if I do... Oh, no, I can't. Okay, I was hoping that land would stay so that way I could use Simic Ascendancy right here, but it appears that I'm in... Oh no, they have Ixalan's Binding, so that wouldn't have worked anyways. Duh, chance. I was like, why can I not play my Simic Ascendancy? I don't think I'm in an instance... what's the word I'm looking for? Like an instant speed spell situation. Jen, just gonna scoop. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. My Nissa was about to get her ulti off, we were about to get all of our lands out, or at least all of our forests, so our chances of drawing lands was gonna go way down, and all of that goodness. So let's check this pack real quick, so no, if I get a pack and I'm recording, y'all absolutely hate it. Plain-White Celebration, that is actually fantastic. Card I've been meaning to focus on. So that is going to do it for our games today. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like down below. And as always, I'll either see y'all later tonight or tomorrow. Peace.